next motion, which is in the name of Assembly Member Rogers, about Tamil Heritage Month. Assembly Member Rogers.
Thank you, Chair. Colleagues, London is like a mosaic, and we all appreciate the vast, intricate picture laid out before us, indeed the last time that we will see this particular picture. But London's mosaic is made up of many detailed pieces, and it's occasionally worth taking a look at each of those pieces that make up the mosaic of the city that we love so much. And London's Tamil community is one such piece. Tamils make a huge and important contribution to the life of our city, whether in our schools, whether in our hospitals, whether in our care homes, whether on their work on the groundbreaking AstraZeneca vaccine. They bring an ethos of public service to our communities. And this public service takes place against a backdrop of persecution and abuse abroad. And I think we're all profoundly grateful to the Tamils for the contribution that they make to the city we all love. I think it's quite right for us to recognise this contribution, as well as to celebrate the richness of the Tamil language and culture. January marks Tamil Heritage Month, and Tamil Harvest Festival commences on the 14th of January. The Canadian Parliament recognised Tamil Heritage Month back in 2016, and we should follow suit. By passing this motion, we can recognise these crucial events and call on the Mayor and our London boroughs to ensure that they are meaningfully marked across the city. And I'm delighted to propose this motion.
Thank you. Assembly Member Devenish to second.
I reserve my right to speak.
Thank you. Assembly Member Bailey.
Thank you, Chair. I will be supporting this motion. The Tamil community are an active, vibrant, vital part of London and have been greatly welcomed by Londoners far and wide. They give so much to what is the cultural tapestry of this city that we all love. But I think a very special part of what the Tamil people have done is survive serious persecution. And what that does is send a message to the world of the values of London, how welcoming we are to the people most in need in the world. And as someone from the black community who has benefited massively from Black History Month, I can tell you of the real cultural, personal, financial, emotional and spiritual value of having your history recognised at a regular time in the year. It's a time to bring your children together, to let them know that they're in a new place, but they have a culture to celebrate as well. And if we want London to continue to be a beacon in the world for tolerance, for understanding, accepting Tamil History Month would just be the best way to go. I think it's a gesture as well as a practical thing we can do here in London Assembly, so I do commend this motion to you.
Thank you. Assembly Member Prince.
Thank you, Chair. Well, again, I speak in favour of this motion. There are many Tamils who live in my constituency, and I think it's very important that we recognise them. As was said earlier, January is the harvest festival of Thai Pongal in the Tamil religion, and I think it would be wonderful, wouldn't it, if we can actually have a month where we celebrate the contribution not only that Tamils have made to this country, but also to promote the education and the culture that is Tamil, that once again enriches our wonderful city. And also to recognise the contribution that people from the Tamil community have made to our great city. I personally would like to put on record my thanks to Karan Paul, who's been a fantastic support to me throughout the years, and the fact I'm very proud of the fact that my school that I'm a governor of, Forward Primary, our executive head is Danveer Viz Van Nathan, and he has taken that school, and it is now a school that is recognised by Ofsted to be excellent at every level, and that's what we're getting, those contributions to our community as well as to the colourfulness of London. Thank you.
Thank you. Assembly Member Hirani.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for bringing this motion forward. Harrow has the largest community of Tamil origin in the UK, so I'm glad this is being recognised by the Assembly, and I'm proud to support the motion. I'm proud of the contribution that the Tamil community makes to Brent, Harrow and beyond, and no doubt it makes me proud to represent the best part of the greatest city in the world.
Thank you. Assembly Member Sahota.
Thank you, Chair.
Dr. Sahota.
I speak on behalf of the Labour Group, and of course all the adjectives have been used, but when you come to this space, but I would say that the Mayor says that London is the greatest city in the world, and the reason for that is because of our diversity, and of course the Tamils are an integral part of the tapestry of this great city, and indeed a very important part. And I know from my own constituency, and from many of us, we have Tamils living in our constituency, they have contributed to the economic, civic, NHS, and also the political life of this country. And they have been an example to all of us, in the sense that many of them came to this country escaping torture and civil war in their own countries, and we welcome them in London, and they have come and settled here and are an example of how to get integrated in the community and contribute. So I fully support this motion and look forward to joining them on the weekend of 14th of January in the celebration of the Thai Pongal, which is their harvest, the harvest, and I look forward to that, and also recognising that January is the month of Tamil heritage, which will add more colour and more vibrancy into life in London. So I welcome this, and we'll be supporting this motion.
Thank you. Assembly Member Bakari.
I just want to reiterate what everyone else has just said, but to all the Tamil residents of London who are listening today, Wanakam, we appreciate everything that you have done for our city. I'm really proud of the fact that I know several Liberal Democrat councillors who have come from the Tamil background who worked so hard in their local community and have given me personal support as well. So to all of the people who are listening today from the Tamil community, Nantri.
Thank you. Assembly Member Devonish.
I agree with every word that A.M. Rogers said.
Thank you. Assembly Member Rogers, do you want to sum up?
Thank you. Just briefly to say...
I beg your pardon. Sorry,
do
I
apologise.
beg your pardon. I missed out. Assembly Member Polanski, I do apologise.
Briefer speech ever, but we just want to echo the comments in support of the Tamil community, the contribution they bring to London, and thank them very much. Thank you, Chair.
So I thought we were finishing, and now there's a rush. Assembly Member Desai.
Yeah, yes. I wasn't intending to speak, but in light of what Assemblymember Bailey said and a point then echoed by Assemblymember Sahota, I felt I had to say something. I agree with everything that Assemblymember Bailey said about our Tamil community fleeing persecution. And let me tell you why I got up to speak. I went on my first Solidarity March with Tamils fleeing persecution from Sri Lanka in 1984. That was the first wave of Tamils coming over. The war that was going in Sri Lanka, particularly the bombardment of Jaffna town and Jaffna province, where most of our London Tamils do come from. And the first wave of Tamil refugees actually settled in East Town, an area that I represent as Assembly. And every second home, a lot of people now moved to Redbridge, every second home, I can tell you, colleagues, had lost someone in that civil war, a bitter war. And I know personally so many people who lost limbs, who lost family members, and so on. That's why I felt I had to get up and speak from personal experience, supporting the Tamil Solidarity campaign in the 80s. And the Tamil community has integrated so well, a fantastic example of what makes London, community cohesion, integration. Eastham High Street North today would not survive if it wasn't for British Tamil businesses, showing how high streets can reinvent themselves, even in this sort of harsh times of COVID. And that's why I had to feel that I had to get up and say, speak from my own experiences. So I agree with everything colleagues have said, and I support this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Assembly Member Rogers.
Thank you. Just to say that it's wonderful to hear from every single party representing every area of London to recognise and celebrate the contribution that the Tamils make to this city. So thank you very much indeed for your support for this motion.
Thank you. I'll now put the motion to the Assembly. All those in favour? I'm kind of guessing what the result's going to be.
I think that's unanimous, Chair.
It is unanimous. Thank you very much.